Hi guys, so for this video I'm going to be playing with the new Colourpop and Kathleen Lights collab with the So Jaded palette. I'm super excited about this palette and I love Kathleen Lights. I have like all of her collabs with Colourpop, so I'm really excited that they came out with this palette. So this is Colourpop's first 30 pan eyeshadow palette. It is massive, as you can see, like compared to my head. This thing is huge. But yeah, this is the collab with Kathleen Lights, the So Jaded palette. I love the packaging. I just love all the crystals and all that. So the actual palette just looks the same as the box. Like I said, this packaging is so pretty. And then this is the back with all the shade names. And then this is what the inside of the palette looks like. Like I said, this is Colourpop's first 30 pan eyeshadow palette, so get a lot of different colors in here. I think Kathleen picked such beautiful colors for this palette. It is just so pretty, and I just love the whole vibe of the like crystals and gems and all that. So since this is a much bigger palette than what Colourpop usually has, it does retail for $39, which it might seem like a lot at first, but if you think about it, you are getting like a ton of shades. I personally think it's a good price, especially for Colourpop, because if this was like a different brand, it would probably be like way more than that. So I feel like it's a decent price, and since it is Colourpop, you're getting a really good quality. So I am gonna be doing a 3 looks 1 palette video with this palette, obviously, so I don't want to ramble on too much, so let's just get started with the first look. So I'm not totally sure like what I want to do with any of these looks, but I kind of want to play with like the more kind of like greenish tones. I kind of have like a vision in my head. I kind of want to do like a grungy greenish smoky eye. I don't know, I guess we'll see how it goes, but yeah, I kind of want to play with like this green and that and tiger eye and maybe smoky quartz, kind of like that vibe. So I think I'm gonna start out with the shade Royal Jewels, this like really light peachy like transition shade. And since there's no mirror in the palette, I'm just going to be using the mirror from the BH Cosmetics Hanging in Hawaii palette, because that's just what I have next to me. So I'm just gonna dip into the Royal Jewels shade and kind of use that as like my first transition shade. Okay, so now I think I want to take the shade You're a Gem. It's kind of a little more peachy than Royal Jewels, and I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm not gonna use a lot of this shade, I just want a tiny bit. Okay, so now I think I want to go into the shade Geodude, this like kind of khaki greenish shade, and I'm gonna take a bit of a smaller blending brush and start blending that in my crease. Okay, so now I think I want to go into the shade Jade, this like army green shade, and I'm just going to use that same brush that I used for Geodude, and I'm going to start working it on my outer corner and then blend it into my crease. So I took Royal Jewels and Jade and I just smudged that on my lower lash line. So now I kind of want to take a little bit of the shade Stoned just to deepen up the outer corner, and I'm just going to use that same brush that I was using for Jade. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the shade Tiger Eye, and I'm just going to focus that like on most of my lid, and then I think I kind of want to put smoky quartz on like the inner part. That shade is so pretty. I'm actually wearing a tiger's eye ring. I'm pretty sure it's not real tiger's eye, but it's still pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the shade Smoky Quartz and just pop that on like the inner part and kind of like blend them together. Okay, so for my inner corner and a brow bone highlight, I think I'm gonna take the shade Pearl just because it has more of like a goldish undertone. Yeah, that's really pretty. Okay, so I just put the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Mr. Bing in my waterline. So I think that's pretty much it for look number 1. I'm just gonna go put on some lashes, finish up my face makeup, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I used the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer, and then for my blush I used the Pixie blush in the shade Beach Rose. And then for my highlight I actually used the same shade for my inner corner and brow bone, which is the shade called Pearl. I use that as my highlight on my face, and it is so pretty as a face highlight. For my lips I use the Galactic matte lip paint in the shade Playful. And then for my lashes I use the Zoe Sweet lashes in the style No Filter. So yeah, this is look number 1. I really love it. It's super smoky and grungy. It's like exactly what I was going for. I just wanted something really smoky and kind of grungy, and I just really wanted to play with those greenish shades, so I really love it. It's just so pretty, and I feel like it makes my eyes pop more, and it's also perfect for fall, and I can't wait to do more looks like this for fall because I love fall. So I feel like this look is perfect for fall. It's just so smoky and pretty. I really love it. I love that tiger eye shade and then the smoky quartz that's kind of on like the inner part of my lid. It's just so pretty. I really love these shades. So yeah, this is look number 1. I really like it so far. So far it's my favorite. Yeah, so let's move on to look number 2. Okay, so for look number 2, I think I kind of want to play with like the blues and maybe the purple. I'm not totally sure. So I think I'm gonna start out with the shade Turquoise. I usually never start out with like deep dark bold colors in like my crease, but I want this color to like stay true to its color, so I figured I would just place this down first, and then if I need to like blend it out with a lighter shade I can do that later, but I just want it to stay true to its color, so hopefully this goes well. Like I said, I've never really put like just a straight bold color in my crease. Wow, that color is so pigmented. Okay, so now I think I want to go into the shade Sapphire, this like deeper tealish blue, or more like navy blue, and I'm gonna focus that more on the outer corner and then slightly into the crease. Okay, so I just mixed turquoise and sapphire together and just smudged that on my lower lash line. So now I think I want to take aquamarine, and I'm gonna kind of do like a half cut crease, but I'm not gonna use concealer. I'm just gonna wet my brush and then put aquamarine on the first half, and then I think I kind of want to take amethyst and put that on like the middle part of the lid. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the shade Amethyst and just put that on the kind of like middle part of the lid, and I'm gonna blend the two together. Okay, so now for my inner corner and brow bone highlight, I think I'm gonna take this shade up here, which is called Diamond. This is the Super Shock shadow in the palette, and I feel like it'll go really well with this look because it kind of has like some blue sparkles in it. So okay, so I just went ahead and applied the Bodyography eye pencil in the shade Emerald. It's just a really pretty like teal turquoise-ish shade. I put that in my waterline. So now I'm just gonna go put on some lashes, finish up my face makeup, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I put on my lashes, I finished up my face. I used the same Zoe Sweet Cosmetics no filter lashes that I used in look number 1. And then I used the Tarte Pro Glow face palette. I used the bronzer right here, and then I used the e.l.f. primer infused blush in the shade Always Cheeky. And then I did the same thing where I used this shade Pearl in the palette as my face highlight, and it's really pretty as a face highlight. And then for my lipstick, I used the Matte X Colourpop lippy stick in the shade Crack Me Up. So yeah, this is look number 2. I think it's so pretty. It definitely gives me like mermaid type vibes, even though I know we're going into fall, but I just had to play with these colors. They're just so pretty, and I love how it goes from the light aquamarine shade to the purple to the like really dark navy blue. I just feel like it's so pretty, and I really love these colors together. I definitely think this look is probably my favorite so far. It's just so pretty, and like I said, it kind of gives me like mermaid type-ish vibes. So yeah, this is look number 2. Let me know which look is your favorite. Like I said, I think this is my favorite so far. So yeah, let's move on to look number 3. Okay, so for look number 3, I want to play with the more like warm tones, so like the oranges and the red and the yellow. So I'm first gonna start out with the shade Royal Jewels, this like nice light peachy transition shade. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the shade You're a Gem. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna go into the shade Carnelian, this like darker orangey reddish type shade. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna go into the shade Garnet, which is actually my birthstone. I was born in January, so Garnet is my birthstone. It's a really pretty, just like ruby-ish red. Okay, so now I want to use the shade Citrine, the like mustard yellow shade. And I'm just going to use a really small amount of this and just kind of just like blend it on the very outer edges. I just want like a little yellow to like peek through. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna go into the shade called Moonstone. Okay, so now I kind of want to go into Topaz, which is one of the pressed glitters. Now, I've said this in the past, but I will just quickly mention it again. The pressed glitters, or just any type of glitter in general, is not really safe for your eye area unless it's like labeled eye safe. So if you use the pressed glitters in these palettes, just be really careful. I've used them like a few times now and I've never really had an issue besides it just being really messy, but I mean that's just because it's glitter. So yeah, just be really careful if you use them. Yeah, I kind of want to go into Topaz and kind of put that on the center where the light shimmer shade and the matte dark red meets. So I'm just gonna take like a really tiny bit. I don't want like too much of this, so I'm just gonna take a tiny bit and just press it kind of in the center. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the shade Pearl and use that to highlight my inner corner and brow bone. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for look number 3. I just went ahead and added the creme gel liner in Mr. Bing in my waterline. So yeah, I think I might do some winged liner. I'm not totally sure. So I'm just gonna go do that, put on some lashes, finish up my face makeup, and then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So for my face, I used the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Forever Sunkissed. And then for my blush, I used the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Feisty. And then the same as the first and second look, I just used the shade Pearl from the palette. Like I said before, it's just a really pretty face highlight. And then I used the Salon Perfect 614 lashes. And for my lips, I used the Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Echo Park. Okay, so this is the third and final look. I really, really love it. It's definitely more of a like fall makeup look, which I really, really love. I'm not a huge like glitter person, but that glitter shade Topaz is so pretty. I'm really happy that I added it. I wasn't sure if I was going to or like how it was gonna look, but I'm really glad that I added it. The way it just sparkles is so pretty, and I just love the light shimmer shade against the like warm tones, and then that pop of glitter is just so pretty. I really don't know which look is like my favorite because I love all of them. I definitely think look number 2 might be my number 1 favorite, and then maybe this look, and then the first look, which was more like greenish. So yeah, that was my 3 looks with the new Kathleen Lights and Colourpop collab with the So Jaded palette. This palette is definitely a new favorite of mine. It's just so pretty, and there's so many different colors and looks that you can do with this palette. You can obviously do way more than the 3 looks that I did. When I look at this palette, I see like an endless possibility of looks because you have so many different tones. You have the nice warm tones, and then you have these cool like pops of color. You have kind of like more greenish tones. I just definitely feel like it's worth the money, and I really, really love this palette. It's definitely really nice for fall just because of the like jewel tones and warm tones. I think Kathleen just did a really, really good job with this palette and picking the colors, so congrats to her. It's an amazing palette. I highly recommend it if you haven't picked it up already. So yeah, I hope you guys really liked the 3 looks that I did. I had a lot of fun playing with this palette. Like I said, it's so pretty. I love the colors, and it's definitely a new favorite. And also let me know which look is your favorite. Like I said, it's really hard for me to choose because I just love all of the looks. I hope you guys enjoyed my 3 looks with the So Jaded palette. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!